Good morning. This is part 2 of the Grimm show that was, I think, on ABC or CW. It ended 2016, 2017. So, mid-2000s. These are the questions I have and thoughts I have. I did watch the show when it first came out, right? This is probably gonna be a longer video because I don't want to do parts, which a lot of people like my short videos, but this one's probably gonna be longer, so I'm not gonna stop it. Anyways, 6 seasons long, so 100 and between 130 and 180 episodes. Main characters are Hank, Nick, Sergeant Wu, Rosalie. There's like 7 of them that float around. Then you got these side actors and actresses come in. You got Julie / Eve. You have Bernard, the captain, and all these other cops and stuff that come in per episodes, and other detectives and other characters. And from what I saw from Grimm Unwind on YouTube, I watched they're hitting the last few years, they're hitting about coming to being a reboot, female version of it, but they already kind of did a female version of Grimm in the show Grimm with Trouble, Teresa. But my thing is the last episode where they battle the big devil or Satan or whatever you want to call him with Moses' staff or something like that. Like in the last 5 minutes, it goes from killing him. Nick comes back from the other world, as you will, and he comes back with the staff, and it shows 20 years later where his son Kelly, and I'm gonna take a guess, his stepdaughter, him and Adeline they got married, are together. I'm not quite sure. But then shows him and everything fighting, and then Nick finds out that Trouble's like a cousin on his mom's side somewhere. My question is, did Sergeant Wu ever keep his Vesant-like persona, or somehow they found a cure? What about Rosalie and can't think of his name right now. Moreau. Did they ever have their kids or litters, whatever you want to call it, since they're Vesant? Did Eve ever find somebody? Where did Trouble go for her little ventures with HW, what do you want to call it? Did Nick ever marry Adeline or whatever, or something like that? Why couldn't we get something like a spin-off of Kelly and his sister doing their stuff? Why couldn't we get stuff like that? Because the producers were too tired and wanted to call it quits after so long because they kept on losing ideas. No, you did not. You just wanted to stop because you thought, oh, it's not even making money. Granted, views are probably down back then, but now you got all these people that watched it or rewatching it, and that more new people are coming on because back then we had no streaming services really much. Besides, I think Netflix, where you can just get DVDs. But now you have Peacock, where millions and millions of people are watching it worldwide, and it's getting action again. Like, I just watch all 6 seasons, like literally back to back to back to back. And come to find out, I like it. And I didn't realize the original name was supposed to be the brother Grimm. And Grimm comes from actually the Disney. Back then, the brothers Grimm were all these Disney people, or whatever, the darker side of Disney, how all it come to be, which I get it. And I like how they use Portland, Oregon, because the woods, like he said in Grimm Rewind, it's mysterious. It's, they're like, okay, this stuff is going on and everything else. And they kind of took, like, one of the first few episodes is Blue Button, a postal service worker turns into a Blue Button, captures little girls, kind of like the Red Riding Hood, where the big bad wolf captures said kids, takes them back and eats them. Or that's the Grimm story anyways. And then the hunter comes, finds him, Hope kills him. Exactly what Nick did. But also, my other question is, I got like a bunch of them going through my mind and ideas. Okay, for Nick to get his Grimm powers back, he has to sleep with Adeline again, but the way he did it is with Julia. And somehow Julia never got pregnant throughout the whole seasons, the seasons they were together. And when she turned Hexenbeast, he flipped nuts and pretty much said kick rocks. But then when he found out Adeline was pregnant, I think that's how I'm pronouncing her name right, and everything else, after 9 months, he falls in love with her, even though she's not a Hexenbeast at the time. Slowly gets her powers back, and he still stays in love. So why couldn't he stay with Julia / Eve, even though she was a Hexenbeast? That I don't understand. Then also, is his son Kelly a Grimm and Hexenbeast, like Zauberbeast, like Catherine Bernard? Or is he neither? Well, he's got to be a Grimm. But is he a Zauberbeast too? Or something like that? I don't know. There's so many questions that are going through my mind. And also the other room where they went to was kind of like a purgatory state. But when Eve went through it and then Nick followed her, Eve came through, but Nick didn't. Nick kind of like felt like Nick, last 2 episodes, Nick stayed on that side fighting this, like an other dream world dimension where this could happen to him and his, I want to say family now, kind of like extended family. Then when he comes back through, he's got the staff and no one remembers anything but him. Like, nobody remembers what happened but him. He doesn't really go into detail, but Adeline's daughter knows exactly what happened. It's the only person out of the whole group knows. It's like there's so many things that they could have done and everything. Like, and Monroe's asked where the staff comes from, and it never. But like, we need to know what happened. Seriously, can we fix this shit? Sorry for my language, but things need to be answered. Have a good day.